I am Mr. Harivangarwar, Assistant Professor in Economics, associated with BYK Sinnar College of Commerce, Nashik, is coming with the topic Role of Religion in Indian Society. In last lecture, we have learned about what is religion, how is the demographic composition of religion in India, religious philosophy in India. In role of religion, first role is religion helps in struggle for survival. Religion may be help in the struggle for social survival. Ruston Colburn has shown that religion played a crucial role in the formation and early development of 7 primary civilizations: Egyptian, Mesopotamian, Indian, Cretan, Chinese, Middle American, and Andean. Religion in each of these societies gave its members the encourage needed for survival in an unfavorable environment. By giving explanations to certain aspects of the human conditions which could not be explained in a rational manner. In present societies, religion also performs this role. By relating the empirical world to the super-empirical world, religion gives the individual a sense of security in this rapid changing world. This sense of security of the individual has significance for the society. Since religion helps man to forget the suffering, disappointments, and sorrow in this life, social dissatisfaction and social unrest become less frequent and the social system continues functioning. Next function is religion promotes social integration. Religion acts as a unifying force and hence promotes social integration in several ways. Religion plays an important part in crystallizing, symbolizing, and reinforcing common values and norms. It thus provides support for social standards, social accepted behavior, common faith, values and norms, etc., are significant in unifying people. As the individuals perform rituals collectively, their devotion to group ends is enhanced. Through a ritual, individuals express common beliefs and sentiments. It thus helps him to identify himself more with his fellows and to distinguish himself more from members of other groups, communities, or nations. By distinguishing between holy and unholy things, religion creates sacred symbols for the values, and these symbols become the rallying point for all persons who share the same values. The cow as a sacred symbol of the Hindus, for example, is a rallying point which gives cohesion to Hindu society. Religion performs its function of integration through social control. It regulates the conduct of individual by enforcing moral principles on them and by prescribing powerful sanctions against them for violation. Religion helps to knit the social values of a society into a cohesion value whole. Religion is the ultimate source of social cohesion. The primary requirement of society is the common possession of social values by which individuals control the actions of self and others and through which society is perpetuated. These social values emanate from religious faith. Religion is the foundation upon which these values rest. Children should obey their parents, should not tell a lie or cheat. Women should be faithful to men. People should be honest and virtuous are some of the social values which maintain social cohesion. It is religion that asks man to renounce unsocial activities and requires him to accept limitations upon his wants and desires. All the, all the religions have preached love and non-violence. They have emphasized sacrifice and forbearance. Next role is religion act as an agent of social control. It is one of the informal means of social control. Religion not only defines moral expectations for members of the religious group, but usually enforces them. It supports certain types of social conduct by placing the powerful sanctions of the supernatural behind them. It makes certain forms of social behavior as offenses not only against society but also against God. Hence, any violation of the acceptable norm is punishable not only by God but by society. Hinduism gives sanction to the caste system which regulates social relations of various classes in India. Next role is religion promotes social welfare. Religion encourages people to render services to the needy and poor and promote their welfare. It develops philanthropic attitude in people. Help and assistance are rendered to poor and destitute persons due to religious inspiration. It is believed that one can obtain the cherished goal of religion by way of giving alms and assistance to the helpless and needy persons. In this way, religion promotes the welfare of individuals, group and community. Next is priestly function. The priesthood often was dedicated to art and culture. The priests laid the foundations of medicine. Magic supplied the roots of observations and experimentation from which science developed. It also inculcated the habit of charity among the people who opened many charitable institutions like hospitals, rest houses, temples to help the needy and the poor persons. Next is it rationalizes and makes bearable individuals suffering in the known world. Religion serves to soothe the man in times of his suffering and disappointment. In this world, man often suffers disappointment even in the midst of all hopes and achievements. The things for which he strives are in some measures always denied to him. When human hopes are blighted, when all that was planned and striven for has been swept away, man naturally wants something to console and compensate him. When a son dies, man seeks to assuage his grief in ritualistic exchanges and condolence. On God he puts faith and entertains the belief that some unseen powers moves in mysterious ways to make even his loss meaningful. Faith in God compensates him and sustains his interest in life and makes it bearable. In this way, religion helps man to bear his frustrations and encourages him to accept his lot on earth. Next function is religion enhances self-importance. It expands one's self to infinite proportions. Man unites himself with the infinite and feels ennobled. Through unity with the infinite, The self is made majestic and triumphant. Man considers himself the noblest work of God with whom he shall be unified, he shall be united, and his self thus becomes grand and luminous. Besides this, religion shapes domestic, economic, and political institutions. Religion supports institutional patterns more explicitly. All the great religions of the world have attempted to regulate kinship relations, especially marriage and family. Political institutions are often sanctioned by religion, such as the Emperor of China or Japan was sacred. The ruling caste of India was sanctioned by Brahminism. The kings of France were supported to rule by divine right. Religious rites are performed on many occasions in relation to vital events and dominant interests such as birth, initiation, marriage, sickness, death, hunting, animal husbandry, and so on. And they are intimately concerned with family and kinship interests and with political institutions. Religion is the central element in the life of civilization. Religion has also performed some other services to humanity, among which summer and killer included the provisions of work, the spread of education, the accumulation of capital, and the creation of leisure class. For thousands of years, religion has exerted a great influence over economic and political life. Even today, religion is called upon to support rulers, contracts, and other legal procedures. These are the functions which are positive impact on the religion. But there are many other functions which have negative impact on the society. These are called dysfunctions of religion. In which first is religion inhibits protests and hinders social changes. According to Thomas, religion inhibits protests and impedes social changes which may even prove to be beneficial to the welfare of the society. All protests and complices are not always negative. Protests and complices often become necessary for bringing out changes. Some changes would certainly lead to positive reforms. By inhibiting protest and preventing changes, religion may postpone reforms. Next dysfunction is hampers the adaptation of society to changed conditions. Social values and norms are created from religious faith. Some of the norms which lose their appropriateness under changed condition may also be imposed by religion. This can interfere with a more functionally appropriate adaptation of society to changing conditions. For example, during medieval Europe, the church refused to grant the ethical legality of money lending at interest. Despite the great functional need of this activity in a situation of developing capitalism, even today traditional Muslims face religio-ethical problems concerning interest taking. Similar social complicity is evident in the case of birth control measures, including abortion in the Catholic world. Religion may foster dependence and irresponsibility. Religion often makes its followers dependent on religious institutions and leaders, but it does not develop an ability in them to assume individual responsibility. For example, a good number of people in India prefer to take the advice of priests and religious leaders before starting some ventures. but they do not take the suggestion of those who are competent in the field. Next is promotes evil practices. In its course of development, religion has supported and promoted evil practices such as cannibalism, slavery, untouchability, human and animal sacrifice, etc. Promotes superstitions. These superstitions have caused harm to human beings. Superstitions like evil spirit and ghost cause diseases. Poverty is the desire of the god, etc., hinders the welfare of human beings. Religion result conflict. Religion result in intergroup conflict by dividing people along various lines. It is deeply related to conflicts. Wars and battles have been fought in the name of religion in world. Religion causes wastes. Summer and Killer are of the opinion that religion often causes economic waste. For example, investing huge sums of money on building temples, churches, mosques, etc., spending much on religious fairs, festivals and ceremonies, spoiling huge quantities of food articles, materials, etc. in the name of offerings. It leads to wastes of human labor, energy and time. Religion weakens unity. Religion creates diversities among people. It creates a gap among them. In the name of God and religion, loots, plundering, mass killing, rape and other cruel and inhuman treatment have been meted out to people. Religion promotes fanaticism. Religion has made people blind, dumb and deaf to the reality. They have faith without reasoning, which is blind. On the contrary, it has often made people become bigots and fanatics. Bigotry and fanaticism have led to persecution, inhuman treatment and misery in the past. Religion retards progress. Religion preserves traditions. It preaches submission to the existing conditions and maintenance of the status quo. Religion is not readily amenable to social changes and progress. Religion retards scientific achievement. Religion has tried to prevent the scientists from discovering new facts. For example, it tried to support the doctrine of Darwin, Huxley and others. For more details about the positive functions and negative functions of religion, you can refer the link put here and book foundation course published by Chaitanya Publication.